أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ به من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. سبحانك اللهم لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. All praises and thanks are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the Almighty. We thank Him, we praise Him for all the blessings upon us and for the guidance. We bear witness that there is no God worthy of worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. And we bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is Allah's messenger and He is a servant of Allah. May peace and salutation be upon him and upon his family, the companions, and those who will follow them till the day of Qiyam. May Allah make us among them. Alhamdulillah, it's another wonderful day of Jummah. We pray may Allah accept it from us. We always repeat, a human being as a Muslim, you always have to look a day. Don't let a day pass until you really judge yourself. Self-accountability. You ask yourself what I have done for tomorrow. اتقوا الله ولتنظر نفس ما قدمت لغد. A human being should always fear Allah and remember and ask yourself what have you put for tomorrow. And when they say tomorrow in Islam all the time, it is after your death. Tomorrow is always after this life. What have you put ahead? Because it's a journey. It's a long journey. And all the brothers and sisters we have buried until now, years ago, they never came back. They're still there. It is a journey they did not reach yet. And all of us, we are in that journey. So we pray, may Allah make this day for us, not against us. Because every day, as we learn from the Hadith, every day a human being wake up. كل نفس يغدو أو كل إنسان يغدو فبايع نفسك أو فبايع نفسه فمعتقها أو مبيطها. It is a business we are doing. Anytime you wake up, it is a business. And in a business, it's either you have benefit or you have loss, right? You lose or you benefit. So as Muslim, when you wake up also, it is also you are trying to buy or to sell your soul. Have you sold your soul to Allah, or you have sold your soul to the dunya or to shaitan? You ask yourself. It's either you free yourself or you put it in what? Punishment. So may Allah make us always free in our souls all the time. And by doing this, how do you free your soul? Is by following, obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So may Allah always make us obey Him the way He should be obeyed. And this, you're not going to get it except you follow the teachings and the guidance of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So alhamdulillah, last time we were reading again the hadith number 24 of the book of Imam Nawawee alayhi rahmatullah. May Allah be pleased with him and may Allah have mercy upon him. We already reached is the long hadith that we're talking about, saying about, like it's a hadith Qudsi, where Allah is telling us that we are all He make haram of injustice upon Himself, and He make it haram between us. And He said, subhanahu wa ta'ala, by the talking of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, through what Allah revealed to him, He said also we all, are in need. We are all misled except for those who Allah guides. So we should seek guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The reason why we explain it here, according to explanation of Sheikh, any person is already misled. We are all misled. No one is saved except for those Allah guides. We should always ask Allah for guidance. This is what we always say 17 times a day. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. And if we remember, we already reached the part that we reached the part where Allah subhanahu the hadith was saying, Ya ibadi kullukum ja'i, all of you are what? Hungry. You are in need of food. And he said, Illa man ata'antuhu, for that reason, fastat'imuni ut'imkum. All of you are in need of food, except for those me Allah, I have fed. For that reason, seek food from me and then I will feed you. That's what Allah said in according to that hadith. He said, all of us, we are hungry. We are in need of food. So a person can go and say that, oh no, but me, I have money, I can buy, I have a lot of food at home. It's not the meaning here. Okay? The meaning also is how much are you eating and Allah bless you with that food. And we gave explanation how nowadays you put food over there but there's no barak. You will see a big plate for just 3 people, they will finish it in just 2 hours later they look for another food. May Allah protect us from that. So So let's ask complete of the guidance part, because the Sheikh is saying, the Sheikh Salih al-Fawzan is giving us the explanation of what Ya ibadi kullukum dal illa man hadaytuhu fasta'duni ahdikum. All of you are misled, are already led astray except for those I have guided. For that reason, seek guidance from me and then I will guide you. كل العباد ضالون عن الحق إلا من هداه الله أي دله وأرشده. The Shaykh is saying all human beings are always away from the truth, and the truth is what? Allah's path. Okay, and he said except for those Allah guides. May Allah guide us. أي دله وأرشده. For those Allah guide, it means is also for those Allah show the way, okay, and then He guide them. He give them the way. Some people can see the way, but they cannot follow, okay. But for Allah to show you the way, then He will also guide you to follow that way. It's a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The reason why a Muslim should always thank Allah. For you to have always, when you wake up, you know that for you to wake up, it is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For you to find yourself as a Muslim, is from the blessings of Allah. Not because your father was a Muslim, not because this is a lot of people who were born in a house where it is big imams, but they ended up kuffar. May Allah protect us from that. And some people, their fathers and grandfathers, they were not Muslim, but today they find themselves as Muslim. So this is how Allah guide. So you always ask Allah and praise Allah for that guidance and ask Him to what? To keep you steadfast in that way. And for another thing is what? Is Allah show you that path and then He will keep you steadfast. إِلَى الْحَقِّ وَثَبَّتَهُ. وَثَبَّتَهُ, it means He what? He keep you steadfast in that hidayah, in that guidance, in that truth. Because some people today they are in the right, tomorrow they deviate, they go somewhere else. The next day they come back. So this is so dangerous. Why is it dangerous? Because you don't know when will be your last breath. Is the moment you deviate or the moment you are in Sirat al-Mustaqim? The reason why we have to be careful. When you go back and you come back, you go back, you never know when. Some people did it and at the end they find themselves, the moment they run away from Allah, that's the moment they left this dunya. And we all know that anytime a person died in a state, is in the same state, the day of Qiyamah, the person will be resurrected. So how are you going to feel to find yourself while other people were raised in the were resurrected in the masjid praying, they found you lying inside a bar, or they find you with a cup of what? Alcohol, or they find you'll be resurrected while you dancing, or while you are stealing the money, or while you are cheating, insulting, cursing. Ask yourself, because remember that we don't own our own life. How many people today during when they were in a party of their marriage, they were dancing, the bride just fell and that's it, till the day of Qiyamah. While she is wearing naked, she was naked. She was dressed but she was naked. The day of Qiyamah she will be resurrected like that. May Allah protect us from that. And at the same time, you see that woman from Indonesia, she is reciting Quran. She completed the Khatam al-Quran and she was reciting and she fell and died while she is completing the Quran. Subhanallah, mashallah. So you see the difference. We see different videos. Videos of a woman who was dancing, breaking her waist anyhow, and she just fell and that's it. But at the same time, an old woman who was reciting so beautifully, nice voice of Quran, and she passed away. She just said, وَإِلَهُكُمْ إِلَهُ وَاحِدٌ. That's it. May Allah give us good happiness. So the reason why we always ask Allah, Ihdina Sirat al-Mustaqim. Brother, if you are reading Fatiha and you focus in what you are saying in that Fatiha, it helps you not only to focus in your prayer, but you will realize that Allah will accept your Quran. And it will prevent you from a lot of things. Inna salata tanha anil fahsha'i wal munkar. That's the reason why it is. The prayer will prevent you from what? Committing sins, evils. But the moment is the body that is praying, but the mind and the heart is not there. The reason until now we raise our hand and ask Allah, Allah doesn't accept our dua. Because our heart is not really there. You're talking to a person, but his heart is somewhere else. It happened to us sometimes. And you get upset. I'm talking to you, but you don't even listen to me. No, I listen. No, you look at me, but you don't listen. It's the same thing with Allah. Allah doesn't care the way we look. We just come and stand it. We just doing exercise. No, it's the heart. Al-Khushur, the focus that you have in your heart. When you say Ihdina Sirat al-Mustaqim, wallahi mean it. Ya Allah, guide us. Guide us in the right path. And he says, Sirat al-Ladina an'amta alayhim. The path of those you have bestowed your blessings upon. Or whom are those people? Al-Nabiyyin, the prophets. And you try to learn from the prophet how was their life. Yesterday we were talking about me and one of my beloved one. We were talking, we just mentioned it, and then I was saying, I just was amazed one day. I was reading and then I come back to one surah where Allah mentioned Sayyidina Dawood and his son. He said, وَهَبْنَا دَاوُودَ وَسُلَيْمَانَ نِعْمَ الْعَبْدِ إِنَّهُ أَوَّابٌ. When they say إِنَّهُ أَوَّابٌ, is someone who always is reminding Allah all the time. Remember Allah all the time. He returned back to Allah all the time. The reason why the prayer of Duha, it is called Salat Awwabin. Salat Awwabin, they call it Salat, the prayer of those who always come back to Allah. Because it's in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning. Everybody's running. Oh, let me just go. Oh, I don't want Zuhur, catch me. They run to their dunya. But at the same time, you remember at the 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock, you say, oh, Ya Allah, let me come back and pray. The reason why the Prophet called it, they call it Salat Awwabin. Salat, the prayer of those who always remember return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, but here, Sulaiman, we all know the kingdom that Sulaiman has. Allah gave him everything. Even the air. He has control of it. And even the mountain. Ya Jibal awwibi ma'ahu. والطير, the birds. But on top of that, إِنَّهُ أَوَّابٌ. He always is mindful, remember Allah all the time. Look at us, how many times when Allah blesses us with a little of dunya, we run away from praying. You say, Wallahi, brother, I'm busy. Huh? Just so for the mistake of Allah is to give you that dunya, a little bit. Look at Sulaiman. So this prophet, when you say Ihdina Siratal Mustaqim, Ya Allah, guide me to the right path, the path of those you have blessed, you have bestowed your blessings upon, is the Nabiyyin, the prophets, was Siddiqeen, and the truthful one, the righteous one, okay, was Salihin, wa hasuna ulaika rafiqa. All these people we have learned from them, we have learned from the Prophet ﷺ, from the Sahaba, they are the good one, those Shuhada, all those people, the martyrs and the battlefield of, in the Allah's way. So all these people, we should learn from them all the time. When you say, Ihdina Siratal Mustaqim, Siratal Ladina An'amta Alayhim, mean it in your prayer. Think about it. Ya Allah, want to be like them. Who is your role model in your life? We should have our role model. And the first role model we should have is what? The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So, if your role model, they said that if your role model, they told you that your role model needs this. He asked you to do this, to do that. Why are you going to get angry for that? A Muslim should always be ready. When they say stand up, you stand up. When you hear that he said sit down, you sit down. This is how Muslim, your role model you have. So may Allah really soften our heart. It's because until now we don't really believe. Our belief is still weak. We claim that we love the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but in reality we don't love him. We claim ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. No. It's not true. May Allah protect us. So when you are asking Allah for always Ihdina Siratal Mustaqim, mean it in your prayer. Because it is not everybody Allah will bless, and you will keep it steadfast in your deen like that until the day of Qiyamah. And I always say that we read the Hadith before, the beginning of the Hadith, when the Hadith Ibn Mas'ud, if I remember, okay, when Allah is creating every human being from the womb of your mother. He said, 40 yawma nutfa, and so on until the angel will come and blow, 4. He will, bring 4 kalimat, 4 things. Okay? But at the end he said, you will see a human being, they will continuously work in the way of Allah, but at the end, they will end up to hellfire. And you see another one who is, everybody was, no, he's done. Everybody will testify. The reason why when a person is alive, no one is allowed to judge him, he will make it to Jannah or hellfire. Your thing is like to give advice. Give advice, give da'wah. But do not take any decision of a person. Nah, he's in hellfire. Okay? Except certain things that a person will do, and the Quran and the Sunnah has proved, or they have proved that if a person dies that, like shirk, a person, you know a person is in shirk, perfect. You already see it, you know that he's in shirk. You can tell him, if he doesn't repent and come back and leave what he's doing, he will end up to the hellfire, because the Quran already show you that. You cannot say that you have doubt about a kafir going to hellfire. You cannot. If you have doubt, you yourself, you will end up in hellfire, because Allah already tell you that إِنَّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا مِنْ أَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ وَالْمُشْرِكِينَ فِي نَارِ جَهَنَّمَ. He said that. And he said, oh, I don't understand why you guys are so harsh. You tell that the Christian, they will enter to hellfire. It's harsh. You are telling us that Allah is harsh? So you are more merciful than Allah. Why are you reading Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim? So this is something else. But for a Muslim that you see who struggle, maybe Allah test him with certain things, you don't just judge him immediately, you put him in hellfire. Or you just tell a person he will end up to Jannah. You don't have the key of that. Even the Prophet ﷺ, he never said it except when Allah asks and you tell him, tell this person he is in Jannah. Tell this person he is Jannah. We understand. So when it comes to asking Allah for guidance, we should always mean it, because we never know. Today we are in the Masjid. Who knows tomorrow? We pray may Allah protect us from ending up anywhere more than in the worship of Allah. You have to always ask Allah, because the Prophet ﷺ himself is asking Allah for that. So may Allah keep us steadfast in this day. If we ask Allah to always increase us in Imam, not decrease in it, because you never know. You go in between, and maybe the moment you run away from Allah, that's the moment the angel will visit you. May Allah protect us from that. So the Shaykh is saying, it's Allah who will make you steadfast. For that reason, فَلَوْلَا هِدَايَةُ اللَّهِ بِإِرْسَالِ الرُّسُلِ وَإِنزَالِ الْكُتُبِ وَنَصْبِ الْأَدِلَّةِ لِلنَّاسِ لَبَقَوْا فِي ضَلَالِهِمْ. If it's not because Allah has sent the prophet and the messengers, okay, this is the guidance. The Shaykh is explaining the meaning of guidance of Allah. It is by sending you, okay, the messengers. They will come and tell you about Allah, right? And when Israel Kutub, and they did not come like that, talking in their own desires. No. They have books that Allah revealed to them. Okay? وَنَصْبِ الْأَدِلَّةِ لِلنَّاسِ لَبَقَوْا فِي الْأَرْضِ. If it's not because of that, and telling the people, follow this, you will end up to the Jannah. Do not follow this, because it's the shaitan way. People would have been stay in what? In misguidance, in ignorance. If Allah wants, He's the one who created us. He will leave us like that. And the day of Qiyamah, why did you do this? Why did you do this? Hellfire. You the Jannah. No one will ask him anything. لا يسأل عما يفعل وهم يسألون. We understand. ولكن الله من رحمته بهم هداهم ودلهم وارشدهم ووفقهم وثبتهم والهداية على قسمين. Okay? Here the Shaykh is saying that is Allah who guides us, like to summarize this, but we should know at the end that he said al-hidayatu ala qismayn. The guidance of Allah, it is in two types. Okay? The first type is what? Hidayah bima'na al-bayan wal-irshad. Is the guidance that means explanation and steering. It's explanation, al-bayan wal-irshad. Okay? It's for you they make it clear to you. They bring the message and they explain it to you. The prophets, the messengers, and today the scholars of Islam, they will bring any issue, they will bring it from the Quran or from the Sunnah, okay, and they will explain it to you. وهذه حاصلة لكل أحد فالله قد هدى الناس جميعا المؤمنين والكفار بمعنى أنه بين لهم وأرشدهم ودلهم على الصواب بإرسال الرسل وإنزال الكتب. قال تعالى فإما يأتينكم مني هدى فمن تبع هدايا فلا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. This is what it is available to everyone.
the explanation of the deen is available for everyone. It's all open. You can see it everywhere. Especially nowadays. We say that our fathers and the grandfather before, they have excuses. Because we always say that maybe things they have done out of ignorance, maybe Allah will have mercy upon them and give them Jannah. But you and I, if we keep doing it, we will end up to the hellfire. May Allah protect us from that. Because everything is so clear nowadays more than before. And we have spent a lot of time how in a whole village is only one copy of Quran. And that copy of Quran is not the machine that is written. It's one old man who wrote it. And he has to always, people have to go, lend it from him and they will write a part. Me, I saw that. And I'm not that old. Perfect. I'm not that old. I'm 9 years people. We still not finished our childhood yet. Okay, so we have to understand that today we have everything in your own house. You have everything. This hadith that is sahih, the hadith that is battle, the da'if, you have everything. There's no excuse for us. And you have everything, bombarding us from fatwa to fatwa, from the shuyukh who came before. They compile everything for us. So if we lazy, it's for our own self. And the day of Qiyamah, it will be against us. We have to find the truth. So it's available for that kind of guidance is available for everyone. No one will come and say that me I did not hear anything. No. If it's happened that some people are so far away from the common people and they never get the message, then it's something else. They affect beyond to Allah. Even though some explanation and some revelation or some saying of I don't know if the Prophet or the scholars, those people will be tested the day of Qiyamah. But it's not our affair. We have the what? The message already. Those who don't have the message, no, don't worry about that. You worry about yourself. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu alaykum anfusakum. Sometimes people always worry about, so what about people who never heard about Islam? You heard about Islam. What have you done? Why you worry about those who don't hear about it? That's not your problem. Okay? So the Shaykh is saying this is the hidayah. The first hidayah is what? The explanation that is always available for everybody. You have the revelation, the hadith, the explanation, especially for the shuyukh nowadays. The right one, not the bad one. Because we have to understand that nowadays, A'immatul Adillah, they are standing in the door of the hellfire, and they call people, hey, come. And you think they say, call Allah, call Rasul, but no, they are calling people, anyone who responds to their call. The Prophet ﷺ said that they would throw them far away to inside the hellfire. May Allah protect us from that. And today we have that. On TikTok and everywhere you see them. Okay? They want people always follow them. And these are the people who always not follow Allah. Because it's shaitan. Rather, anything for shaitan is always food. We understand? Look at how people can stand watching of a football game. And they ready to kill one another. For like 90 minutes. Sometimes it's even 2 hours. They don't feel anything, wallahi. But let Sheikh Maz just stand here and recite a page of sort of Tabaraka. You see people, I don't even know what kind of prayer our people are doing. We complain. Look how the difference. When it's shaitan, it's okay. But when it is Allah, but we say that we love Allah. We always say Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. No, we lie. In our action is not Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. So we have to revise that. All of us. When it comes to Allah, we are so lazy. Look, you can use have your phone, using it, look at the video, any thing that does not benefit you even in this dunya. You don't get tired. But just put Makkah on live where it is recited. You fell asleep. You think it's normal? Wallah, it's shaitan, brothers. Shaitan knows that this, where you're going now, is getting to Jannah. So he's ready to close that door. you have to fight. May Allah make us understand. So this is the hidayah, is bayan everywhere, is the explanation everywhere. If you don't get anything, go and ask. You don't know any matter, go and ask those who know. Don't sit down like that and say that, oh, I don't know. No. Your phone will be against you the day of Qiyamah, because you have everything in your phone. You can call, you can make research, you can listen from your phone. Today, our fathers know. I was telling the brother, he was talking and he had his AirPod and on his, I did not realize what he was having. He was talking, then I looked at him, I was like, oh, you have AirPod. I thought he was talking to me. And I was like, hey, you know that if our grandfather came now, they will consider like us like we are crazy now. Because we talk to ourselves. But no. And they will call us witch. How come a person is in Makkah, you can see him, you talk to him? They will call us witch. But no. And what is amazing is not even those who pass away. It's even now, some old people, they don't understand anything. When I was working like a security in a house, there's a white old man. He came to me, he was like, oh, you know, it's so amazing. I was like, what happened? And he was like, you know that they have that little thing they put in their ears. You can talk to everybody. I want that thing. I was like, you talking about the airport? He said, yes. So he's in another world. Look at the difference. He's still alive, but he doesn't understand anything. But we have. It is either for a blessing for us, or it is a curse against us the day of Qiyamah. You use it for Allah, or you don't use it for Allah, and then it will be for shaitan. If you are not busy with Allah, it's always with shaitan. And shaitan, when he knows that the path that you take, it will take you to Jannah, you think he will leave you alone like that? He will leave you free? Wallahi, he will never. He doesn't care about people who doesn't pray. Like, he's done with them. And they even, in fact, one of his soldiers, because they still call people to their bad ways. But it's you and I who are trying to be right. He will never leave us, brothers. So you have to know that he's behind you and fight against that. And most of the time, he already reached the heart of some people. The heart of some people is already shaitan. How do you remove it? You have to try your best and surround yourself with good people and always listen to the reminder and think about Allah, the Akhirah. This is how you remove him. And read Quran constantly. Listen to it constantly. And think about it, the meaning of it. So may Allah make us understand. So this is the first thing that was said, فَإِمَّا يَأْتِيَنَّكُم مِّنِّي هُدًى. He said, فَإِمَّا يَأْتِيَنَّكُم مِّنِّي هُدًى. Then whenever there comes to you guidance, okay, from me, مِّنِّي هُدًى, a guidance from me, okay, فَمَنْ تَبِعَ هُدَايَ. Anyone who follows that guidance, whoever follows my guidance, okay, فَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ. There shall be no fear on them, and then وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. And they will never grieve. Okay? If you follow the guidance, there's no fear and there's no what? Grieving. You don't care, you don't. It's in the الذين قالوا ربنا الله ثم استقاموا تنزل عليهم الملائكة ألا تخافوا ولا تحزنوا. Most of the time we scared. Where am I going? Is this good? Or ولا تحزنوا. The people you left behind, your money you left behind. Oh, you think about it? No. The angels will tell you that. Don't worry about that. Where you going is good. Even when you were in dunya, we were friends with you. We want you there. We will have been waiting for you there. A human being, when you come, you were crying. The people were always laughing. Oh, alhamdulillah. But you were crying, man. But, like that. But they say the day you leave and let them cry, and you smile and laugh because of what is waiting for you. And you will tell them, if they can hear you, if you know what I'm going, where I'm going to, you will never cry. Let it be like that, but you have to prepare for it. And Allah, the Sheikh said, وقال سبحانه وتعالى وأما ثمود فهديناهم فاستحبوا العمى على الهدى. And for the Samud, we know the Samud, who was the prophet of the Samud? Who was the prophet? What's the name of the prophet of the people of Samud? Not you. Not Sheikh. Samud. Salih. Alright? We learn little by little like that, inshallah. Salih. But for my Sheikh, this question is not for them. For my Sheikh. So Salih is, it's the people of Samud. When you read, فَقَالَ لَهُمْ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ نَاقَةَ اللَّهِ وَسُقْيَاهَا is the Samud. كَذَّبَتْ ثَمُودُ بِتَقْوَاهَا إِذٍ بَعَثَ أَشْقَاهَا فَقَالَ لَهُمْ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ وَذَا is what? Is Salih. We understand? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, and as for Samud, we showed and made it clear to them the path of truth. Of course, Allah made clear for them. Sayyidina Salih, okay? He really make it clear, he make da'wah for them until they ask for a proof. They really see that proof perfectly. They want a camel coming out of a mountain or a rock. It comes out. But at the end, they disbelieve. They become فَاسْتَحَبُّ الْعَمَى عَلَى الْهُدَى. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that, they said, prove our messengers, okay? But they prefer blindness. They prefer not ignoring, okay, al-huda. فَاسْتَحَبُّ الْعَمَى عَلَى الْهُدَى. They prefer blindness to the guidance. They prefer, to be blind or could not see anything, and they continue their way. Today we have that. You see a brother, another brother telling him, brother, what you wear, okay, is haram, but they act like they hear it, but they continue their life, their way. And you will say that you want Jannah? No, you don't want Jannah, bro. You don't want Jannah. The reason why the Prophet ﷺ said that all his ummah, all people of his ummah will make it to Jannah, except those who refuse. And they say, who is going to refuse to go to Jannah? The Prophet ﷺ say, anyone who follow me, okay, they want to make it to Jannah. But if you disobey me, you have refused. You have refused. So our action, there is something we do not say sometimes. You don't say it, but your action prove you said it. May Allah make us understand. I think this hadith did a really 2 hours of explanation with the explanation of the Sheikh before we finish it. Inshallah, next week we will try our best to complete it once and then we will continue with another hadith, inshallah. May Allah make us understand. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد ان لا اله الا انت نستغفرك ونتوب اليك. السلام عليكم ورحمه الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر